know that in Australia, schools are going to be introducing a mandatory sunscreen application protected time?
In schools? Yeah. Now,
do you think that's a good thing?
Well, the thing is this. Let's consider.
Let's
explore. Is this a good thing?
Or not?
We are Whole Food Revolution. I'm Ronit. I'm a happiness coach.
And I'm Dr Nelum. I'm a GP.
And, in Australia, they always had the slip, slop, slap. And the kids, had to be, they were talking about it a lot, about kids need to stay away. And the dangers of the sun. The sun in Australia is so, so dangerous. Was it? Is it?
Is it? Yes. So Ronit and I read an article by an author in Australia called David Gillespie. He's very well known in the low carb scene as well. He's written a lot of very good articles, and this one was really thought-provoking, and we thought we'll discuss
We'd
it.
like to share it with you. So basically what he says is that in Australia in the
1930s,
the number of people that had melanoma were 1 to 5,000.
Yes, 1 in 5,000.
1 in 5,000 people. I mean, same Australia. Now, the number of people that have melanoma are 1 to 33 people. So, now, if you think about it, if the sun caused it, that means that it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Or we're spending so much time outside, which obviously we are not.
Exactly. So, think about it. In the 30s, how many hours people spent outside? How many hours were they spending now? And the difference is like 5,000 or 33.
So the incidence of melanoma has gone up significantly, but sun exposure has actually gone down.
So basically they go the opposite ways, but still we have more. And you know that melanoma can appear in places that have never met the sun.
Yes, in kind of, between toes.
True.
And, in groin areas and places that the sun doesn't really see.
No explanation for this bit.
It's different from the other two skin cancers, which is the basal cell carcinoma and the squamous cell carcinoma, which is seen in sun-exposed areas, but melanoma not always the case. So this is interesting, right? So there's a couple of things. So there's two. Firstly, the introduction of the sunscreen break for the kids, yes, it's good if you look at it superficially. But what does sunscreen allow you to do?
Yeah. Well, first I want you to know that we have a mechanism in the body that's supposed to alert us when we are exposed too much to the sun. It's basically we have this sense of tingling,
a little bit of redness.
Yes, it's an alarm. It basically says no, too much, stay away from the sun. Now, the problem with, and by the way, there is a wonderful book if you want to read it. It's called Hugging the Sun. And those researchers was basically talking about this same thing. And they said that what the sunscreen does, this is one thing the sunscreen does, it basically turn off the alarm.
Because you don't need it, right? Because now you are protected. So the alarm is switched off and you don't get that same, that message.
Basically having a sunscreen causes burning because the damage is still happening.
Well, what happens? Yes. Well, we'll come to that.
Okay.
We'll come to that.
There are more things.
There's a thing. So what it just basically teaches young people and anybody who uses sunscreen that as long as you put the sunscreen on,
you are protected.
You can be out in the sun for hours on end.
Which is not true.
Yes. So that's one thing. So that then switches off that signal, as you said.
Exactly.
So
it's almost like you think about a smoke alarm.
Yes.
Okay? You have a smoke alarm. It's supposed to alarm you that there is a smoke. Let's say you go into the house, there is a smoke, and instead of taking care of the smoke, you get rid of the smoke alarm.
Yes.
No.
That's
it's
it.
supposed to pay attention to the alarm.
Yes. So we've lost that ability.
Yeah.
Or we're teaching our children to lose the ability.
Exactly.
And then the other issue is what is in the sunscreen. So sunscreen, when it was originally made, it was this kind of this white stuff that you see, the zinc
made of zinc.
Yeah, and it was really good because it was a protective layer.
They even had it in Australia. You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the all those surfers?
And
they had this colourful.
Yeah, and I think cricketers still use it.
It was zinc. Yeah. It was basically zinc,
and it was applied onto your skin, and it didn't get absorbed into the skin. It was like a barrier. But the new or the more modern sunscreens are made out of chemicals, and these chemicals, what did we read, Ronit? It said within an hour,
within one application,
they are found in the blood,
in the breast milk
as well.
So if you put sunscreen on you, they will check your urine and they will check breast milk, like mom's breastfeeding. You will see those chemicals, those toxic chemical in it.
There are 3 in particular. We're not going to go into the names of them. Yeah. And then these then get stored within our fat cells. So the problem is that these are what we call, they're very toxic. They're what we call endocrine disruptors. So they can cause disruptions to various hormonal systems in the body.
Yeah, one of them, it says that one of them was basically it's an estrogen. So basically what it does is it messes up with your hormones.
Yes.
It's like the hormones that are really, really necessary.
So
it messes them up.
So this is a problem. So we're not saying that you shouldn't. So the idea is to really try and get back to using the older, the zinc-based, or the other one is the titanium dioxide. Those are the 2.
And by the way, there is one that has 2 of them in there. And we Gala and I were looking for them. You can buy them now at Woolly.
Okay.
Really, you can buy them at the supermarket. They're more expensive, but hey, your health is a much more. It's very.
And as Ronit was mentioning earlier, what then happens is that because you spend so much time in the sunscreen wears off with things like sweating and getting in the water and things like that. So unless you are very, very particular, those UVA rays they will be able to kind of get into the skin and damage your skin if you're not careful.
Yeah. So again, what we're saying is that we need the sun, but we need the sun in a certain quantity, by the way, depending on your natural layer of your skin.
The skin
color. Exactly. Yes. So, for example, people that are white, they would need to be more careful. So their body, by the way, their body will tell them without anything, like if they won't put anything disturbing, then the body will say, oh, that's a bit too hard, that's tingling, it's too.
So you learn to then spend half an hour in the sun and you get out of it.
Exactly. Move to the side. This is why some people, it's better to have long sleeves sometimes, or things like that do not, like if you have a long shirt, it does not disturb with your hormones.
So the question is it the right thing that we are teaching people or young people to ignore these important signs? Because that's what we're doing. So it's an interesting debate, and we're just saying the questions we're asking, and also what, like we've talked about in a previous video, also what we eat. What we eat is really, really important, and eating the industrial seed oils, lots of processed foods, cause the layers of the skin to be made up of those fats that are easy to damage, and so that then makes us more vulnerable to sun damage as well. So if we kind of ate whole food, predominantly whole food, then we take out that problem and we reduce the likelihood of that excess skin damage.
Yes. So think about it. If you have children, just consider if that is the right thing to do, or basically teaching people what would make them,
that the sun is important, but to respect the sun.
Exactly. So if you do like our work, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.